This is Janine Bolon. You know me from Entrepreneurs HQ, and with me today I have James Hipkin from Innately. You probably recognize him from the Entrepreneurial Summit, where he was one of our speakers, gave us a brilliant 1 hour discussion about websites. Today we are back with what authors need to focus on. So, dude, talk to us. What is the number one thing that authors need to worry about when it comes to their website?
Great question, Janine. And the answer, oddly enough, doesn't affect the website. The answer is authors need to really understand who their audience is. What is that audience looking for? When you understand who the audience is and what they're looking for, then you know what your website should be saying. Then you know how you can support the journey that your audience is on. And that's what will cause your website to be a positive experience, a trust building experience, and an engaging experience. Because the messaging and the language and the words and the images on the website are in alignment with what your audience is looking for.
And so, one of the ways people find out what is my audience, like many new authors have no idea. I don't know who's reading my book. And one of the things we like to talk to them about is what's the problem you solve? And you have another way you'd like to frame that for authors.
Right. There's what's the problem that you're solving, and then what is the problem that the audience is trying to solve? Because the inside out perspective is, this is what I do, isn't it awesome? People don't care. What people care about is, this is my problem, can you solve it? So if you can flip the switch a little on what it is that you want to talk about and start phrasing it in a way that resonates with how your audience is looking for, what your audience is looking for, the solution that they're looking for, then you're going to get something that they're going to instantly go, yes, that's what I'm looking for. Yes, they understand me. They understand what I'm after. And that's going to get them leaning forward and engaged with your content on the website.
And so, authors have a lot that they have to consider when it comes to their website. But for you, there's a second thing that's most important when it comes to a website. Do you care to share?
Sure. The second most important thing is, how fast does the page load? We like to say that you have 6 seconds or less, the attention span of a goldfish, to engage a website visitor. That 6 seconds doesn't start when the page appears. That 6 seconds starts when the consumer has asked for the page. So getting your page to load quickly is super important. And when I do audits of websites, the most common problem I see is bad image selection. You've either used the wrong graphic format for the images, or the images are much bigger than they need to be, both of which generates a much heavier load, which means that the web page loads slower. And that page load speed thing is your first trust event with your audience. When they get to the website and it's instantly right there, their instinctive subconscious reaction to this is, this person is professional, which is a trust event. If they have to wait for 3 seconds, 3.5, 4 seconds for the page to load, they start thinking about, who is this person and what is it that they're all about? And is this really who I want to be doing business with? And you've got them thinking about stuff you don't want them thinking about. So
And all that from
page
loading of a page.
page load speed, I know it sounds mundane and boring, but it is really important.
One of the things that's wonderful about James is the fact that not only is he very good at website design and development and coding, but he also has a tremendous amount of marketing experience that many of the authors that I interviewed for the 99 Author Project do not have. So this is one of those trust events. You'll hear him use this term along with others. So what's the third point people need to know about their author website?
Well, the third point is the circling back to the thing we talked about at the beginning about understanding your audience, is give them a benefit-oriented reason to stay. Don't shout at them about how wonderful you are. Give them something intriguing. Give them something that's going to resonate with what's going on in their head. That could be a question, that could be a statement that communicates a benefit, that could be an invitation. There's many ways to do this, but that initial headline is really important because it gets that the next trust event is that, okay, so next up, this person understands what I'm looking for. They understand what I need. And that, again, gets them leaning forward in a positive way and willing to engage with the page.
And so we will learn not only these tips, but others on the 90-minute workshop that James and I are doing on November 16th. So we encourage you to join us for this so that we can share with you all the tips that are available regarding websites and the opportunity to have a website audit from a professional who knows what he's talking about, who's been trained in marketing. And that would be James Hipkin from Innately. Thank you for being with us today.